Hey y'all, this is Firefighter Tiger, co-host of the Public Safety Future Responders podcast. I am back with episode 9 of our podcast main series. I can't believe the fact that we're already on our 9th episode. My God, and we're coming to the end of a good series so far. We're hoping to reach the big 10-0 before the season concludes. So I hope you all enjoyed this 9th episode. On this edition of the main series podcast, originally we were going to highlight some other positive related weather stuff, but due to circumstances, we're going to actually switch gears and we're going to dig out our history books, folks, and throw it back to the 2022, because according to FireRescue1.com, we're going to highlight 22 dramatic, wild, and heartwarming firefighter news and rescues from 2022. Folks, I will have to say, as a firefighter, since I completed my Explorer program, back all the way in 2016, the fire service has been really good. I know a lot of people have said the fact of, oh, well, y'all focus on this and this, but even though, yes, we also do face tragedies, and the fact that, yes, we fight fires, we go to motor vehicle accidents, and we have mental health problems and everything else. But what you also don't see the fact that is those good positive moments. We do have positive moments in the fire service, and today, folks, on this episode 9, I would like to highlight some of that dramatic, wow, and heartwarming firefighter news and rescues from FireRescue1.com that is dramatic, wild, and heartwarming. So let's get into it. We're going to kick things off with a video we're going to start off with the dramatic rescues. No year-end roundup can include all the heartwarming rescues, but these stand out. So these are the top favorite stories from 2022. So first up under dramatic rescues is a video titled "You Have to Work Together," says FDNY firefighter describing a dramatic high-rise rescue. 4 crew members were on the rope for the life-saving maneuver. 2 weeks later, they received proclamation for the Darwin work. And folks, I just want to make a quick remark to the fact that all articles and titles that I'm going to read in this episode were published on FireRescue1.com back on December 15th of 2022. Folks, just to let you all know the date and time. So, next up under dramatic rescue, we have a rescue crews rappel 150 feet to assist a Pittsburgh bridge collapse victims. If y'all probably don't remember, but if you live in the Pittsburgh area, you certainly probably do. Back in January 2022, a 50-year-old bridge collapsed down in Pittsburgh, which was sad, as we could all see in the news headlines when it all came out in January. Required rescue crews to rappel nearly 150 feet down and make a human chain to reach occupants of a bus that have fallen into a park ravine. Folks, that even the photo says as much. There's a bus, a car, 50-year-old bridge collapsed in Pittsburgh, prompting rescuers to rappel nearly 150 feet, while others formed a human chain to help rescue multiple people from a dangling bus. Folks, that bus was a city bus from Pittsburgh. And then number 3, to round out the dramatic rescues, we have "I Cannot Let Her Die," says Florida firefighter who jumps back in burning Uber to rescue girlfriend. Down in Brownsford Sheriff's Office, fire rescuer firefighter Brian, I can't pronounce the last name, was off duty, and he and his girlfriend Sue were looking forward to their cruise vacation, and unfortunately, traveling along I-95, the car they were in became immersed in flames. They were 2 of 5 people that were injured in a Florida fuel tanker fire back in October of 22. Folks, I'm going to just say those rescues that I've highlighted are so dramatic, and it's amazing that people are able to do what they do. And like it is, hats off to firefighters across the country for everything they do, folks. Switching gears from dramatic rescues to extreme extrications. You won't look at a pizza oven the same way, or an escalator, maybe not even an electrical tower either. Folks, I'm just reading the headlines with a little bit of description. You go check it out. I'll have the link in the description, folks. So in the extreme extrication, we're going to go off with number 4, being photos of Georgia firefighters kiting a man out of a Little Caesar pizza oven vent. Apparently, according to the description of said title, the man became trapped as he tried to crawl down through a vent. That's kind of a bit extreme and weird at the same time, I would have to say. Then in our number 5 spot, the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service members had to rip a wall apart with their hands to free a alleged burglar wedged in chimney. Folks, I hate to say this, but if you're going to be a burglar, try not to go down the chimney. Chimneys are different sizes, and it's very cramped. I haven't been down a chimney, folks, but it certainly is a very hard to probably do so. I feel bad for all those chimney cleaners that have to go through that. So we're moving on to number 6. Over in California, fire and EMS crews free teen whose hand got stuck in a mall escalator. Folks, I hate to say this, but if you're in a mall, do your absolute best. Don't get your hands stuck in an escalator. And if you see something getting stuck in an escalator, please hit that emergency stop button. That will save you. As we all know from the Orange County Battalion Chief, Michael Morgenstern, said crew members gave the 13-year-old girl pain medication while disassembling the mechanism back in August. Then number 7, with more photos, back in Montgomery County, Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein gave Chief Mark Besher all the details of after a single-engine aircraft was ensnarled at about 100 feet off the ground. Providers rescued 2 people trapped for hours in plane dangling from an electrical tower. Folks, if you're going to have that, as firefighters, we'll call the electric company and get the electric company to shut the power off, and then we'll handle it. And then we move on to simply just plain old strange. You ever had those weird days? Same here, folks. I think you would all agree. That's exactly how I feel, audience. Have you ever had weird days? These firefighters have responded to truly odd calls. And folks, yes, we do get 911 odd calls, even though, yes, they may seem weird, but in a sense, it is. Over in Indianapolis, firefighters attempted rescue on a frozen lake for a mannequin head. Okay, that is weird, and I have to agree with that. Sometimes you never know what type of call we might respond to, officials said in February. Thankfully, this one turned out to be nothing serious. Yes, and folks, I will have to say the fact that when you're going to make a 911 call, please be serious with your calls. Don't try to joke around. You're going to get there's serious penalties that are in play if you decide to harass the 911 services. It's not worth our time. Then coming in at number 9, over in the Frisco Fire Department, the spaceship is no more at the North Carolina. Firefighters respond to a blaze at a rare structure. The so-called Frisco UFO house, a metallic-looking silver home built to resemble a flying saucer, appears to have melted. Folks, I would have to say that is a weird one. I've never seen a UFO-style house, but apparently down in North Carolina, firefighters have to deal with it. Surprisingly, and it's weird, but bizarre. And then number 10, folks, well, we all... firefighters get weird calls, but even the police departments do. As we all find out with our number 10, sheriff, according to the sheriff, man trying to kill spider with a lighter ignited 60 acres of Utah wildfires. Well, okay, I understand you want to kill a spider, but I think there's a little bit less usage for a lighter because if you're going to try to use a lighter to kill a spider, it's not worth it. Just step on it. Just squish it or do something. Don't use a lighter because you never know it's not going to end well, as that man probably figured out over in Utah. And then we have personal bests in the article. These firefighters made strides far from firehouses in the wild, on stages, and in a garden. Talk about personal growth. So starting that section off, we have number 11. Up in Alaska, firefighter EMT conquers the elements to win extreme race. Jacqueline Arndt of the Homer Volunteer Fire Department pushes herself to compete in the 2022 Iditarod Trail Invitational 350. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. You can check that out on that article. Link will be in the description. And she won. She most challenging experience on the planet, and she won. So I would say hats off to her and congrats to her. I'm amazed she was able to do that. Apparently her time was 7 days, 20 hours, and 45 minutes, making her the 2022 Women's Ski Champion. Well, my hat's off to her, so congrats to her. Then we got down in Virginia. I don't know if you're a Miss America fan out there. Well, a volunteer firefighter EMT crowned Miss Virginia. Kathleen Horvath is a volunteer firefighter EMT with Loudon Fire Rescue in the Ashburn Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. She's also a nursing student, so hats off to her. So yeah, congrats to her. Woo, yeah. So yeah. According to their Twitter thing, congrats to our volunteer firefighter system member, Caitlin Hortha, who was crowned Miss Virginia USA 2022. I certainly say that would be her best personal goal for her. Then number 13, which is kind of funny and personal best. I'm amazed with this. The Erie firefighter John Stewart must have had quite a green thumb down in Pennsylvania as he grew the 1,177-pound pumpkin. This is his second extremely large pumpkin. And according to the Erie Firefighters IFF Local 293, we'd like to thank the local artist Twana for again carving a 1,177-pound pumpkin grown by Engine 13 firefighter John Stewart. Congrats to him, and I hope for the best for him. And we're going to wrap things up with a love and luck section of the 2022. These have been the best love and luck that is pretty funny. According to the description, if you got to go to church, never mind about church being on time or going to the hospital. Sometimes good things happen where you are. So if you're out there in the world, positivity may find you, or you go find some positivity, folks. So with that, number 14 comes in with Texas Cruise organizes last-minute Valentine's Day wedding at station. Well, folks, if you can't get to a chapel, I guess your local fire department will be helpfully able to help you out, and I certainly think even the police departments will. Just let them know and make connections and find out what you can due to staffing issues. According to the article, driver and operator Dylan Fisher was about to miss his own wedding due to staffing issues, but with some luck from his coworkers and some love, helped him and his bride have their ceremony at their local firehouse. So happy marriage to them, and yeah. Number 15, back in August 2022, down in Virginia, a firefighter paramedic wins $1 million in the lottery. Duncan McFarland, back in August, could not believe they won until his wife confirmed it. And then we got California firefighter EMT, wife delivers own baby on side of the road. So congrats to Taylor Cruz from Fresno Fire Department. And we're going to wrap things up because we're almost out of time here. We're going to wrap things up with the animal rescues. Our favorite feline rescue of the year wasn't from a tree, nor was it. And while cats defy all kinds of boundaries, sometimes so does a moose. Even though a lot of people think felines may have the best rescue of the year award, apparently not according to this. In our number 17 spot, New Jersey firefighters rescue a monitored lizard from a tree. According to the Woolwich Fire Company, crew found the 4-foot reptile back in May of 2022. It's not your ordinary basic animal rescue assignment, but crews were able to handle it. And number 18, we're going from cats to little kittens who are so adorable and cute. They just want to make some love. The Morristown firefighters down in Tennessee freeze kittens from the Walmart soda machine. Suggest Pepsi for a name. I would certainly agree with that, and I hope they do name that. Feel free to let us all know on that. The Morristown firefighters safely coaxed the fuzzy little cat out of the machine back in June. And yeah. And of course, we're going to go number 19. We're heading off to the Central Emergency Services for a no way anybody's going to believe this up in Alaska. Firefighters rescue a moose from a basement. Folks, I think I've seen pretty much weird things in a basement, but in Alaska, I guess a moose is considered weird and interesting to find. The young but large animal fell into a basement and needed help from firefighters, according to the wildlife troopers and biologists. And number 20, we have Ohio's Fire Department K-9 finds missing disabled Texas man in under half an hour. It's not always animals who need a rescue. Sometimes they are the rescuers, which I certainly do agree. We do have animal rescuers in our rescue organizations, whether it's K-9 units, arson K-9s, pretty much you name it, there's an animal rescue group for that. And then we got, for the last two, we have fun with food and drink. Getting free food or drinks for National First Responders Day is great, but these firefighters got some more nice freebies. We're going to go back to Tennessee one more time for the last time. The Tennessee Fire Department, to receive $50,000 donation of coffee, which I certainly agree. The fact that firefighters do need it, especially in Chattanooga Fire Department. Especially $50,000 worth. And then last but not least, to wrap this all up, if you're in the TAHLEQAH, in Oklahoma, if you're in the Oklahoma, Tallapoosa, sorry I pronounced the town wrong. You could just read it out in the article, but could not forget the video of the firefighter saying cook like a mother, that led to a lot of free pasta sauce, especially when Ragu delivered 797 jars of pasta sauce to Oklahoma firefighters. And folks, that wraps up our 22-year review from the firerescue1.com. The link will be in the description for you to go check out those stories and more. And yeah, so like it is, folks, to wrap this up, we do have positive moments. We have weird moments, dramatic moments, wild. Basically, we have all kinds of moments in the fire service, ranging from dramatic to weird to happy to positive to sad, but to triumph and personal best, folks. Some people certainly do reach out to reach their personal growth, and that's what I like about the fire service, folks. Well, folks, this is Firefighter Tiger, co-host of the Public Safety Future Responders podcast. That's all the time we got for this episode 9. I do hope you enjoy this. We will be back next week with our episode 10. And yeah, so y'all have a good weekend. If you're listening to this on Friday, hopefully you have a good start to your weekend. If you're listening to this on Sunday, hopefully you had a good weekend and you're starting your